Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gigi with Gigi Loves Beauty too, and I'm back with another video. And for today, I'm going to be ranking some more of my eyeshadow palettes. And this time, we're going to take on the brand Colourpop. So without further ado, let's get started with this video, y'all. So I started purchasing from Colourpop back in I think 2018 or 2019. They were one of the first brands that I had heard about that had really good eyeshadow formula, but their products were super affordable. And if you guys remember this palette, I think the first palette I ever bought was called the Yes Please palette, and it was like a warm tone brown, red, and yellow color story. If I could find a picture of it, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. It had like two names though for it. I think it was either called the Yes Please or the Pretty AF palette. But anyway, that's how I got started buying their eyeshadow. My collection has changed over the years. I used to own a lot more than I do now. Currently, I own 12 Colourpop palettes. And I think the last time I did rank my Colourpop palettes was also back in maybe 2019 or so. I'll link that playlist down below so that you can check it out if you so choose. But my video quality looks much better now than it did back then. Anyway, let's go ahead and start ranking these palettes. Okay, coming in at number 12 is the Baroque palette. This is a cool tone color story. The names are on the back. There is no mirror in here, and the palette looks like that. Very, a lot of deeper, cooler, almost like blue, gray, purple leaning. I think this shade in the middle is supposed to be some type of duochrome. There was another palette that came. I think there maybe was one or two other palettes that came and they were like in a set or a collection. I only picked up this one because I thought the color story was very interesting. And for me, this is kind of an extension of another palette that I have, which is the reason why I wanted to pick it up. The fact of the matter is I just don't use that palette very often, like hardly ever. And that's the reason why it's coming in so low. So coming in at number 11, this is actually a curated palette that I made myself. And these are the shades that I chose to keep from the Yes Please palette and the Shayla, the Colourpop and Makeup Shayla, I think it was called Under Construction palette. So I only kept the shades out of those two palettes that I really wanted, and then I got rid of the rest. Because those palettes were getting old and I just wasn't using them, but I figured, I didn't want to totally get rid of all the shades, so I just made my little own Colourpop Z palette. I love the color story. Again, if you're new here, you probably heard me say this 1,000 times if you are not. But if you're new, purple is my favorite color. So I couldn't get rid of all the shades. And I just think this makes a really nice color story. I put all the mattes on top, and then the rest of these are the shimmers. So yeah, probably some of my oldest eyeshadow as far as Colourpop goes. And again, I don't use it as often as I should, but it's a nice curated color story. I really do like how I did there. Coming in at number 10 is the Darth Vader palette. Matter of fact, these next three palettes that I'm going to show you are all from the Star Wars collection. I just think this, out of the three, this just happens to be my least favorite color story. I have not used it yet. I got it on sale. I think it's like 50% off. If I'm not mistaken. I think it was under $10. It is a beautiful color story. It's just not my favorite out of the three. And coming in at number 9 is the Mandalorian palette. Again, also I've not used this one yet either. These are all new. I'll show you close. Let me cover up the mirror so that you don't get blinded, but here's that color story. I think it's really, really pretty. I feel like it could go as a nice complement to the Baroque palette and kind of like pick up some shades, like blending shades that this palette does not have, because I feel like the mattes in here are all pretty deep except for that gray up top. So I think these two would make really good complement palettes to each other. It's a beautiful cool tone color story. Colourpop has a really solid formula. And then the next one coming in at number 8, which is the top of the 3 Star Wars, is the Child palette. I literally just got this a few days ago. But for me, this is like, the packaging is adorable. I hope that series ends up coming back I don't know if it will or not, but, and I actually used to own this palette. Oh no, one of my shades just fell out. Yo, I literally just got this palette a few days ago off of Mercari. I haven't even touched it, swatched it, nothing. And as soon as I held it up, that shade fell out and it fell on the ground. So I can't save it, unfortunately. And that shade was called The Force, and it was one of my favorite shades in the whole entire palette. You know what though? I remember when I bought this before, I actually used to own this palette a couple years ago. Well, not me. I actually bought it specifically for Charlotte because she was like obsessed with Baby Yoda back in the day. And she had this palette. I don't know what she did with it, if she still has it or not, but I just decided to pick it up again. And I'm really disappointed that that shade fell out. But the rest of the palette seems like it's intact. I will keep it down here. But yeah, that is my favorite color story out of the 3 Star Wars palettes. Coming in at number 7. Okay, hold on a second. Let me redo. Hold on one second. I wanted to make sure I didn't lose count. Yeah, that was pretty tragic, but anyway. Coming in at number 7 is the 1111 palette, and I honestly am very surprised that I decided to pick this up. I have used it before. I've used it a couple times. Really pretty neutral color story, but I also feel like it has enough depth in here for me. A lot of times with a lot of these neutral palettes, the issue that I have is that they don't go deep enough for me, but this palette clearly does. Again, Colourpop has a really solid eyeshadow formula. Their shimmers are nice. Some people don't like the fact that they put pressed glitters in some of their palettes. I really don't mind it, but that is number 7. And now we are going to get into the mega palettes, and I own 6. Yeah, I own 6 mega palettes, right? So that was number 7 out of the whole collection. Coming in at number 6, right? Yes, is the It's All Good palette. Please don't come for me about how some of my palettes still look brand new. You don't always get a chance to use everything that you buy, but I picked this up on sale for 50% off, and that's what I would recommend if you want to try one of these mega palettes. A lot of people don't like these. Some people don't like these because they think it's either overwhelming or just too much eyeshadow. I happen to love these. I'm kind of obsessed with these. I like the mega palettes more than the smaller palettes. But if you want to pick up one of these, wait till their holiday sales. Some of them go on sale for like 50% off, and that's how I picked them up. So that's the It's All Good one. After that, coming in at number 5 is the So Jaded and Kathleen Light's Colourpop palette. I don't know why I keep saying Colourpop. They're all from Colourpop. But here's the color story here. Again, this has some pressed glitters in it, which again, I do not mind. Very nice jewel tones, colorful color story. Now I will admit I have not used this palette in a really long time. But I do want to kind of test it out just to see if the formula still works. It's one of my really old palettes, but it's a beautiful color story, and I just can't give it up right now. Coming in at number 4 is the Stone Cold Fox palette. This is their mega cool tone palette. It is absolutely beautiful. I used to not be a person that liked cool tones, and I believe Lynette from LBD Beauty, I actually was influenced by her to pick this up because she showed it on her channel and showed that it does show up on deeper skin tones. And that's one thing that I do love about this, is even though this is very cool, all these colors, I can wear all of these colors. Even the really light shades, I can use those as brow bone highlights. But yeah, it's a beautiful cool tone color story. But for me, out of the 2 neutral palettes that I own from Colourpop, this one is a little bit above the Stone Cold Fox for me. This is the Bare Necessities palette. I bought this first. This was the first mega palette that I ever bought. Clearly you can see, she dirty. She dirty. And she's loved. You can see that she's been loved. I actually used this palette. This palette is what's on my eyes today. I wanted to do like a brown smoky look. I haven't done one of those in a really long time. But yeah, to me, this is a perfect neutral palette. There's every neutral shade that you could ever want in here. The only thing that kind of bothers me a little bit about Colourpop is they do these sequin mattes where they have these matte shades that have glitter in them. When you put them on your eyes, they literally disappear. They don't show up on my eyes anyway, or if you get fallout and you brush away the shadow, a lot of the times just those specks of sparkle are left. And if I want to use a matte shadow, I'm not looking for that. So yeah, that's the only bone I have to pick. Other than that, it's a beautiful, perfect neutral palette. All right, for me, coming in at number 2 is the Getting Fresh palette. I don't know what it is about this color story, but I think this is so pretty. Like, it's so pretty. It's warm and warm browns and oranges, and then these pops of lime green in here. It's so, so stunning. They really did it right with this color story, I think. It's got some depth on the bottom row as well. I would probably want to rearrange it though, just so it made more sense to me color wise and group all of the similar colors together. I think that's the only thing that might rub some people the wrong way. But the overall color story for this is just so beautiful. I love the warm browns and the peaches and all of that with the lime, pops of lime green. Stunning. And my number 1 Colourpop palette, number 1 favorite palette is the Rock Candy palette. I just talked about this in the drugstore makeup tag that I did. This is another cool tone color stories. I'm gonna take this and I'll put up the Stone Cold Fox next to, well, I'll try to anyway, because the palettes are both so freaking big. But so here is, sorry, I'm trying to get both of these. So here's the Stone Cold Fox, and then here's the Rock Candy. So this one is more, this one I feel like has more of those taupey, this is more taupe heavy, taupes and cool browns and stuff like that. Whereas the Rock Candy, this is more like mauvey and pinky and purpley cool tone. Oh my gosh, I love this palette. I love this color story. There's just something about this that is just so stunning to me. It does have 2 pressed glitters in it right there, but they are neutral. And this one right here has little specks of pink going through it as well. It's just, and the name for it, like, I love the layout. I love the color story. I think everything goes really well together. This to me is just a beautiful, beautiful palette, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite. So that is a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new here and you have not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, make sure that you are following me on my other social medias. Gigi Loves Beauty 2 will put the handle right here. I'm more active on Instagram than I am over here. So if you want to stay up to date with what's going on with me in between these videos, please follow me over there. I'm going to continue with my palette ranking series. I was supposed to go in alphabetical order, but I wanted to get the Colourpop ones out of the way just because I had more than 10. So yeah, I'm going to continue with this series, and hopefully you will just come along for the ride. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.